Today I will be talking about week 2 of the internship with the sheriff's office. Week 2 was the neighborhood watch deputies. It was Deputy Paul Lebedev and Dallas Shelton. And they were really interesting people. I really enjoyed their presentation. It was kind of like goofy because it was like the first one, so they're both kind of nervous but like had some character to them. And I really enjoyed that because it was more entertaining instead of like other presentations where they just go on and ramble, instead of like making it interactive or like in that way. And they were in foothills of Maple Falls and Glacier, which is really far. So, and they don't live there, so they commute there every time they're on shift, which kind of is a lot of driving, to be honest, because it's maybe like 30 minutes, 40 minutes maybe. I don't know. I've never really been all the way out there, but I know it's pretty far. And I live like in the middle of Bellingham, so like I have everything near me. So I can't imagine living that far and only having like little gas stations or mini marts to shop at. I'm a pretty big dude, so I definitely like to have my full meals instead of like knickknacks or snacks. So I love to go shopping, and I just like to be around, and I feel like out there really there wouldn't be much to do. There are 4 neighborhoods that are like this though. One of them is Birch Bay. The other one is Maple Falls and Glacier, like I mentioned. The other one is Lake Wacom, so like Sudden Valley area. So I guess there's 3, sorry. But it was super interesting learning about that. And there is designated sheriffs out there in case of any emergencies or backup. I honestly really took it into consideration of like maybe being one of these deputies. I feel like it'd be really interesting. Something I really liked about them was how connected to the community they were. So they host community meetings, I think it was monthly, up there in Maple Falls, that they assisted to see what people could be curious about, or they have any questions, or if like what they need to be looking out for and things like that, which I really liked. It shows their commitment to that community and how they want everyone to be safe out there. Some other cool things they've done, they usually like to go to Baker High School right out there, which is also really cool to get the kids or high schoolers to be comfortable around officers, which I feel like is a big key thing. And they're involved with some of their events as well. Like I think they mentioned they were there for the drug back or something like that, where they take the drugs back, like, or medicine that they don't use anymore, and they like to attend to things like that as well, which is super cool. Just kind of shows the type of person they are. And what I mean by that is that they just want them to, or the community to be safe. And like the crime rate is like pretty low up there, they said. There definitely has been some big busts out there, which is super good as well, because it's a low-key spot to where people could maybe think to get away with crime out there would be easier. But they told us about a couple cases that they have done up there where they've found quite a bit of drugs and guns and money. They just really like to keep that community safe, like I mentioned, and just bust these bad people out. A picture that they showed there was of a gun, a butterfly knife, some brass knuckles, 15 grams of meth, 295 cash, scales, and like something interesting they also said was that they had little pads with the people that owed them money, and they would cross them out when they don't, and or when they paid off, but then there was names that were still not crossed off because they still had debt with them, which is super interesting. I feel like that's so old-fashioned, but I guess it's really smart because it's off the internet or a digital footprint.